Alright, so here's another video. I'm probably gonna have about 17 videos of this little guy. I lost my air conditioning. Somebody stole it. That's alright, I found out who the hell it was. It was my wife. It's alright. The AC works in the house, but it's a little bit warm in the room sometimes. So just throw it in there because it's for the heat. But right now we have this little cute tropical depression spinning over by Florida right now at the moment. I got the window open over here on the side, allow air to pass through, and that's my hot rod. You guys want to watch out for me when I'm on that. But you guys know, I don't know if you guys watched the other video, the transistor radio that I was talking about, where I wanted an oscilloscope. Finally got one. Got one at a thrift store, and it was just perfect timing. I didn't like the price I had to pay for it, but it really wasn't that bad of a price considering what I found out about this oscilloscope. I know this video, I'm sorry, is about the transistor radio, but I guess I can make it about the oscilloscope too. So, I used to have an oscilloscope. I used to have a BK Precision 20 megahertz oscilloscope, 2-channel. It was okay, and I liked it. It did everything I needed it to do. I got it for a gift for Christmas, and it was an analog like this. This one, when I walked up to it at the thrift store, I was surprised, and I was like, "Oh crap! It's a 4-channel. Oh, and it's 100 megahertz." So let's go ahead and turn it on. Just didn't, I never had an oscilloscope like this. I had 2 channels or 20 megahertz or something like that, I don't like to have my intensity up high. I'm pretty anal about that. But this one's in good shape. The intensity is, the intensity gets really bright, and I don't like having it bright, but that shows that whoever had it in the past didn't crank the intensity to the max, so that's good to know. And I was just tinkering around with the oscilloscope, and I've seen other YouTubers have nice oscilloscopes, right? This right here, when I turn that up, I'm like, what the? Man, this oscilloscope has too many bells and whistles. So, $125 I paid for it, which is actually a really good price. They were asking $175, but I dropped it down to $125, so yeah. Let's see if I can, I don't have an oscilloscope probe. I have this cute little thing, and I guess it works. No 10x on it, but let's see. Let's turn down the readout right now. It's picking up some 60 hertz in the air. Sorry if the fan's loud, at least I'm yelling a little bit. I ain't talking all quiet, where it's kind of hard for you to hear me. So, dial up the readout. Let's see. I put on one time, look at that. It just automatically measures the waveform for me. I would click cursor volts, it'll just dial it in. Oh, it's a 39 millivolt peak to peak. I'm like, this oscilloscope, man, I'm happy. Alright. So, I have yet to use it on this radio. Alright. Moving on to the radio here. So I did move on to replacing most of the transistors. I didn't bother touching the one in the back for the AM right here. It's that one lonely transistor for the radio, AM. Here's your 2 transistors going into the output transformers, and these other 2 transistors here. Wait, actually no. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's what's going on for the speaker here. As far as I know, the audio amplifier is fine. The AM worked before I started touching the dang transistors with my soldering iron over here and killed them. And then, now, here's the real shit kicker. I replaced all these transistors, got the pin out correct. Yep, and they're equivalents. They should work fine. It seems that what happened was unrelated to the transistors. Me losing AM, because AM worked, FM didn't work. Well, it did, and if you put it right on top of the transmitter over there, it would pick up the FM station, or it'd pick up the other local station that's nearby. It's pretty powerful. But other than that, everything else was quiet. So I lost AM when I started touching the tops of the transistors, the old ones, with my soldering iron for a couple seconds. Now when I replaced all these transistors, I still had the same symptoms. I know the transistors aren't a problem here now. I know some of you are probably laughing at me, but jokes on this radio. I got that over there. I'm gonna find out what the fault is. I'm gonna get me a sweet tea. Alright, the rain just dropped. Got me some sweet tea. So, I had just discovered something. This radio would probably confuse Shango66. You know, he loves working on transistor radios. I love watching his videos. So, here's something funny. You know how I said the audio amplifier never gave me issues? It worked fine. I have you guys the first video I made on this radio. The amplifier is working. I was never over in this section, never messed with anything over here. I promise, never messed with anything over here. Okay, these are the original transistors, all original components. The capacitor has been it's already been replaced, and it's never been an issue. And you know how now I don't have sound at all, right? So, my batteries died. I'm like, what? Why is my batteries dead? So I just broke out the power supply, fed 6 volts to it, and so I held the radio right as I had my power supply connected. This is the main ground connection over here on the earphone jack, or down here. And you can connect positive. I bypassed the switch just to feed it power directly without having to switch. You know, I don't know. I just fed it power, right? And when I grabbed the radio back here, my middle finger got burned. The freaking resistor was really hot to the touch. And that's over in the audio amplifier section. No wonder why I don't have sound. Something happened here in the audio amplifier section. I had never touched over here. This is like all original solder. Yeah. So, it was this resistor right here. It's kind of hard to see, I'm sorry. So we got red, black. Man, I need to get a flashlight out here. Yeah. Red, black, brown, and gold. Okay. So, I think, what's that? 100 ohms? It's been a while since I've been dealing with resistors and the color bands. It's really easy stuff, but yeah, my brain forgot. It's been over 10 years, so I'm recording with a cell phone, so I'm just going to set down the camera and measure this resistor real quick. Off to the wood y'all go. Alright. Oh yeah, what do I know? Yeah, that's 100 ohms. Alright. Well, it is getting hot. So, we have a problem in the audio amplifier now. For all I know, what if the FM works now? The audio amplifier decides to give me an issue right after I replace the transistors in the FM. What do I know? What if I get this audio amplifier working and the FM is working now because the new transistors? I was dealing with some weird, funky transistors over there. I love it. I love it lots. Alright. After, what, 2 hours? Not directly on the radio. I had to take a break and hang out with wifey and then come back in here after I cleared my mind. I found the short. I don't need a flashlight. Alright. Well, yeah, I'll turn it back on. So, yeah, never mind. I'll turn it off. Okay, so right here was a capacitor. I thought I had a short. I'm like, oh, okay, maybe the capacitor's shorted, even though it's a brand new capacitor. And this little wire connects here too. This is the ground. Right across these two connections is that 100 ohm resistor that was running really hot. And again, here's the negative. So this is the negative. Here's another 100 microfarad capacitor right here. Then it jumps across this 100 ohm resistor and basically like has, you know, reduced current to other areas of the circuit over here. Whereas this is full current. There's no resistance here. That is this section over here. There's your battery. There's the switch and stuff. Well, here's the negative. It runs through that resistor. And things that connect to 0.1, basically it's the full current of the battery. And then after the 100 ohm resistor, things connected to 0.2, they have limited current. Well, something was shorted from 0.2 to the positive right here. This is the positive. I was getting this confused with the ground connection, but it was confusing me. But I gotta understand that this line here is actually the positive, and you'll see that over here. See, this is your 6 volts coming in. This is not a ground connection. So I found the short. And the short was over here by this U1 connection, and it was making a connection across one of the points to basically bypassing. It was shorting right over here and overheating this 100 ohm resistor. I found that up here. Here's this little canister with this ground shield on it. I don't know what the hell this is. I have no idea what this thing is. I'm assuming it's U2 and there's U1 up here. This is like all within that casing. It has what appears to be a transformer inside there. Inside this casing. Because when you look at this thing and you look underneath it, it has multiple pin connections underneath this thing. So apparently there was a microscopic whisker. I'll get something down in there to show you guys. I gotta touch up the solder here. There's a microscopic whisker connecting this point to here. And I just took my freaking knife and just ran it through here and broke that whisker off, and then the short was gone. It was a really tiny whisker connected from, let's get my knife flathead in here. It was right here connecting down over here, and that's where I ran my knife through and disconnected that little whisker. Now the short's gone. Now I'm going to put the capacitor back in here and reconnect that wire. And let's move on from here. It was a headache, I tell you that. Alright. This is the end of this video. I have to take a break. I spent a lot of time on it. And so, powering it up after the short, AIM was working again, but I'm still having a problem on FM. So it wasn't the transistors. It's still doing the same symptoms where it needs to be on top of a transmitter to do something. So, but I spent a lot of time on it. I want to take a break.